So it's the 29th of May and I'm in the Norfolk Broads. I'm not going to record every single flight anymore, it's getting too much work to do it. Up until this point I've pretty much posted about 99% of all the flights I've done. But now I'm going to ease off a bit and just post you the better ones, because I'm doing so much flying I can't make the videos and it's probably too much content anyway. So I drove over to a place called Acle in Norfolk and decided to fly over to Great Yarmouth, and it was a lovely warm sunny day, and then this cloud kind of rolled in off the sea, and it really cooled down actually once I got airborne. Bit of a tricky launch. It started to get quite gusty on the ground, and there was a dip in the field, so just at the end of the runway there was a big kind of dip which caused some rotor, which made the air kind of turbulent as it was blowing across. So quite tricky to launch actually. It's quite surprising. So got up in the end anyway, and so here we are. I'm heading towards Great Yarmouth and get above the clouds and have a really great flight. Really enjoyed it. Although there was a bit of an incident at the end, which I'll tell you about later, which could have been quite nasty, but luckily I got away with it. So those of you that have watched my channel before will know that I can't resist getting above the clouds, and luckily the cloud layer was quite low. It was about 800 feet. Usually it's very rarely comes below 3,000 feet in the UK, apart from very humid conditions, and when the cloud rolled in off the sea it was pretty low. Top of the cloud is only about 1,100 feet, so I thought why not go above it. There's quite a few holes in it, so staying legal. So in this part of the flight I do have the Norwich Airport airspace above, starting at 1,500 feet, so I'm just mindful not to go above 1,500. And it does thicken up a bit, so I descend for a while. We're now just approaching Birr Castle, which is a late 3rd century Saxon fort. It was built part of a Roman network of coastal defences and probably abandoned over 100 years later. 3 of the stone walls survive almost the original height, so this is one of the best preserved Roman monuments in Britain. So we can now see Great Yarmouth ahead of us, and what I'm thinking of doing is going to the south side of Great Yarmouth and then flying up the coast. Then I see this kind of big building on the horizon. I've not been to Yarmouth for years and years, so I can't remember what it's like. And because the cloud layer is so low, I decide to abandon that idea because it's too dangerous to fly up the coast. Because to fly safely over obstacles you need altitude, and if there's too many clouds I can't get that altitude. So I decided to instead skirt round the west side of Great Yarmouth and fly up to the north and then fly along the beach. But a few holes appeared in the clouds. I thought, well, I'll just go up above the clouds as I'm travelling northwards and then drop back down onto the beach basically. I don't actually land on the beach, but I get quite low. So this area is Braden Bridge, which is on the northwest side of Great Yarmouth. So I'm now heading southwards along Great Yarmouth Beach towards the Pleasure Beach. So I start to turn around and head back north again, at the north side of Great Yarmouth and up towards Caistor-on-Sea. And as I said earlier, I'm just having a little drop down. I see a dog walker ahead, so I kind of pull over to the left, so I'm not kind of offending anyone or frightening their dogs. So this here is Caistor-on-Sea. Once I get to the north side of Caistor-on-Sea, I decide to head back to the airfield. And but on the way there, I go over the Broads, which are just here in front of us. And when I get to the other side of the Broads, I go above the clouds again, because it's nearly sunset. So I thought, well, wouldn't it be lovely to see a sunset on the way back? Because I am travelling in the right direction to see the sun. So here I am, popping up to see the sunset. It was actually very cold below the cloud layer. Sometimes you get this inversion layer where it becomes warmer as you go up. Usually it gets colder, but at this sunset level it was really quite nice and warm, so I was reluctant to come back down again. So here I am back at the field. Unfortunately, because it took me so long to get launched, I didn't actually get to fly with Gary or Lee. Gary had a bit of an incident and didn't fly, and I lost Lee for pretty much the whole flight. So I just see him here just before we land. So never mind. Still had a great flight anyway, but we're hoping to have all three of us and Justin as well also to fly. But didn't work out that way. But things never do really with Paramotor. You never know what's going to happen.
Sorry, almost perfect.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
So during the flight, one of the bolts holding my exhausts on came loose and hit my prop. I didn't even feel it in flight. So it's done a fair bit of damage. I've managed to get that welded up and repaired since, but it was I was a bit surprised to see that when I got back. So if you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. And if you want to see the whole photo album, there's more photos, have a look at the link in the description. And thanks for watching.